Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team pick.
Faceless Void.
Dire team pick.
Hello everybody and welcome to more WePlay Season 3. Once again, we've got Leviathan, this time up against Digital Chaos, and I'm Llama Down Under, joined by Ryu. What are you... Well, we already got bans and picks flying out.
Radiant team ban.
Let's see,
And
you can
it's
hear me, right?
looking like there's gonna be a ban out on Jenkins Pudge. There we go, Ryu. There we go. How are you feeling about this matchup?
I mean, after what Leviathan did, I would still classify them as the underdogs. Maybe not as much. I have a little bit of faith for them going into the later stages of the game, just a little bit. I wanted to shore up the early game though. They got pressured heavily. It looked like they didn't know what they wanted to do. Going around the map, they just kind of got picked apart by Smash's Beastmaster, and where he just kept roaring and getting a lot of kills everywhere. And then it's the same situation, right? You have another Beastmaster in your game, and I just want them to shore up them not getting picked off as much as they did last time.
This is also something a little bit different from Digital Chaos. Earth Spirit's actually something Leviathan picks up a lot. They got their hands on it. Leviathan opted for the Faceless Void again, and the Skyrat, so that's a nice setup. But I'm interested to see what DC pulls out. They are playing with two stand-ins. I believe it's going to be House on mid, and then Mason will be card carry, but who knows, it's stand-in gaming, you put them where you need them. And I don't know if that's affecting this Earth Spirit pickup. It feels like, I guess, DC showing that they wanted to make sure they got those two cores out of the way. Or those two heroes out of the way.
Yeah, Bobo will play Beastmaster 100%, and then Earth Spirit, I don't know who plays it between 1437 and AUI. I haven't got to see much from DC recently. But Mason normally handles carry. Could be an alt account for House. I'm assuming it might be Ritsu. Heard a lot of rumors to be on the team, but I don't know who it is. So
yeah, I have no idea.
I've never seen this name. That's why it's it's kind of puzzling to see a no-name randomly showing up on Digital Chaos. It's weird for me to say the least. But I'm not going to speculate anymore. Witch Doctor here being picked up. We saw it last game. It did decently. It had some nice coconut bounces. It had some nice energy with the Death Ward into the Chronosphere. But here we go. There's your synergy. DP plus Faceless Void, guys.
Yeah, obviously a great combo now. I think they've got a bit of burst damage on Digital Chaos. Some ways to deal with her, right? You can Primal Roar and the Death Ward will bring her down. But Magnetize does kind of take a while to kill someone, and if she gets off her ult before the silence comes out from Earth Spirit, it could be rough, but suddenly Laguna Blade, they got burst damage.
Yeah, this is, I would say, one of the better heroes when you normally see a Death Prophet mid, or if I see it and I'm forced into the mid role. I really love picking Lina in this situation. You can, even if she Spirit Siphons you, you can stun, run away. And you can get really aggressive at times because you can outrange her. So, and then I think you go blow for blow with the nukes with your Dragon Slave and your Crypt Swarm here. So I really do love the matchup. And I'm glad to see that Lina hasn't fallen off too much from the last patch. So it's a good hero here. Now Leviathan, they need something. Probably another support hero that can help out a lot. We saw... what could be really useful here in this situation? I think Venge. Venge is going to be... I think Venge could be really good in this situation just because of... They're going to be going on DP a lot. So you either want the Venge or you want the Oracle. And Venge will help you save her a lot, swap her out, and the Oracle, you could just put False Promise on here. But while I was saying that, you should tell me that Venge is banned, Mama. hell
Oh
it is.
no, no worries.
but
I was also thinking about something else they could pick up. They like to pick the Tusk, although it's played in both a support and a offlane role. And you could argue there are a couple things you can save someone for here, but it's hard, I think, to be a Tusk in this game before you get a blink. And IO is another pick they burst out a lot, but this is not looking like an IO game for Leviathan.
yeah, if it was an IO, it would just be for the sustain coming in on the DP in the dual lane mid or something. They could still run IO plus Sven or IO CK, I want to say. I mean, it can work out. You can definitely relocate, and they don't have that much AoE to deal with the CK illusions right at this moment, but I like Oracle a lot. I really do in this situation when it's paired up with DP, but maybe they're just thinking they want more lockdown, and that's why I was leaning more to the Venge, something really reliable to kill the Beastmaster early on, but this is...
Ooh.
Dire
We haven't
team
seen this
ban.
hero too often. Hero it adds so much pressure to towers once you get that level 7 with the liquid fire, and you can just mow down towers pretty easily. I think he's even better than Rasta in those situations because yeah, the tower doesn't attack you, and maybe
10
one every 5
seconds
seconds
remaining.
it feels like, but situations like this, Hero
5
can add a lot
seconds remaining.
to the team fights too with big ice pass if you can get it on the enemy.
Reserve time.
I really like it, and it has great synergy with the Faceless Void. You can set up stuff to help out the Death Prophet, arguably, to someone which can get the Witch Doctor to stop Death Warding from quite a ways away. I just do
team
wonder,
ban.
Jakiro, you can take advantage and bully the hero too. But either way, let's get into it. We got final bans. Abaddon banned out because NA Dota loves Abaddon. Although the ban from Digital Chaos implies they might have thought they were going to play a core Abaddon on Leviathan.
No, it probably
Dire
won't. Yeah,
team
true.
pick.
I mean, they did just run it last game, Faces Void, as a core, which might be why they're thinking they'll do something cheeky. Maybe they do scrim against each other. Maybe they don't want to play against an Abaddon. In this situation, it bumps up the DP so much if you keep her alive. That's why we're talking about the Oracle so much. But DC gonna be picking here. Carry, Wick. That was a nice Slark ban there. Definitely can.
10
At the same time,
seconds
Slark
remaining.
isn't the best hero. Because once you get caught in that chrono,
5
you're pretty much
seconds
dead
remaining.
if you have the Skywrath mage behind you on the burst damage. What's a good hero that can dodge
Reserve
chrono,
time.
blink away? I don't know if PO can get online fast enough. Okay, so that's another counter to the DP there.
Radiant team pick.
Massive armor buffing up from the Warcry.
And suddenly also some burst damage. I'm interested. I was wondering if they were going to pick, a more Mason hero. But Sven, I feel like I've seen him play Sven before in pretty important matches back on EG. But that's, ages ago. Hugely different patch. We'll see what Leviathan pick up to counter that. And again, you mentioned this Oracle
10
earlier, but if they'd gone for it over the
seconds
Jakiro, it would have been nice to have against a Sven of all things.
5
Definitely,
seconds remaining.
Put that Fate's Edict on him. Completely crush him. Let's just run Jakiro core. Let's go back for the...
5 seconds
Let's go back,
remaining.
guys. Let's go back. I mean, actually,
a couple
you could
teams
do
in Europe do
Jakiro.
it.
You could do Jakiro offlane, but that's going into the universe days from like a year and a half ago to 2, which was pretty amazing to watch. It was very fun. You rush in Yules and stuff, but they're ever gonna get a...
Okay, this is, again, we're getting the kind of pseudo-core Faceless Void coming out, and it is going to be offlane Zeus, although I guess they can move around some. But another interesting draft coming out of Leviathan. I would say I think Digital Chaos's lineup, do you have preferences between the two?
Personally, don't like a Zeus not going mid, and especially if it's putting in offlane situation, I dislike it a lot because he's going to get zoned out heavily. He's not going to get any EXP.
10 seconds
I'm really curious to see
remaining.
what they do with this Zeus in this situation because, yeah, it's
5
not a
seconds
putch. If you
remaining.
get shut down early, you still have your hook, and you can still roam around. But a Zeus getting shut down early, it contributes almost nothing. And I can see the synergy from them coming in with a Chronosphere, but other than that, not liking the pick at all.
Yeah, and again, Boris going towards that safe lane with the Faceless Void. It's going to be interesting. This time, I think they have better harassment heroes to surround it. The last time it did feel like the Void would have a lot of trouble patching out a Beastmaster. This game, you got a Skywrath. Ultimate Zona.
Yeah, Jakiro's no small man at the matter either. Just throwing those liquid fires constantly, and he's got a pretty beefy HP here, 65 as well as 617 from the Skywrath, because Skywrath starts out with a null talisman nowadays. So yeah, Eagle's going to be doing a lot of work, as you said, in the harassing. I don't know if I agree with the null talisman. In some regards, I think it's great, but in the others,
30
he's
seconds
lacking
to
regen.
battle.
He's got no mana, and I don't know.
How
Kind
do
of
you-
confusing.
How do you feel on Bulba's starting? Oh, actually, he already. Did he get this? Yeah, he went straight Iron Talon. He was actually saving 500 gold. I wasn't sure if he was trying to see if the lane was feasible before buying out, but he's just gone straight Iron Talon on the Beastmaster.
Yeah, I see this a lot of times. This Iron Talon plus Tango. It seems to be the core nowadays for a lot of
The
these heroes.
battle
You just
begins.
want to try to soak up the first creep
Match
wave,
point.
and then you just go back to the jungle. Just kind of stay there for the remainder of the game until the Leviathan. They want to push the lane out, and then that's when you go back to lane so you can protect your tower.
Now, Lena's a really strong mid laner, but so is DP. Who do you think wins out in this matchup?
I think it comes down to the supporting cast. In this case, they have an ES, but they also have a Jakiro, and I think Jakiro is going to be very hard to bring down in these situations.
And we got some spirit siphoning. I think, as you said, just some harass, but up on top we got Owie coming from behind. Jenkins gonna take a boulder roll to the face. These auto attacks doing a lot of work. There's the Storm Hammer and 2 more autos that should get it. An Ice Pulse will block Owie from getting away. Boulder in 7. Can Newsham damage him down before he finds a way free, and he's going in for it. But Owie has that boulder roll in 1 second. He goes for it, and he's out.
Newsham should have seen that coming. Maybe not quite underestimating the cooldown of the boulder smash there. But yeah, Zeus kind of figured he would be the first blood. If AUI had missed that though, the roll-in, then they wouldn't have got this.
Now he suicides to the creeps to go home a little bit faster. Always a good player as a support early levels, so yeah, already off to a good start. And this Earth Spirit, something I always find to be interesting. Now that he's put some pressure up top, he can hang out mid and be a pain too, right?
Yeah, I like you said, the mid matchup. I think it does heavily favor Lina in situations where, like I said, he can out harass him in range, and then when you have the ES as well. Oh, UI chasing down Eagle here. Won't be able to get the kill just because he's not level 2, but still harassing him. Actually, he has boots on him.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Boots an orb of venom and also a boulder roll whenever he wants it. There we go. Eagle taking a lot of damage, and I think this is a dead bird. 1 more auto. Oh, he gets it.
Well, it's just going so well from Chaos right now. They have a really good setup in the mid. Oh, top.
Okay, he gets the perfect coconuts from someone. Stormhammer and Maledict onto Newsham. They're actually doing a lot of damage back to Mation. There's the Dual Breath, and the creep helps them out. Hadoken creep. Oh, biased.
I think that's a really good trade for the Zeus now. I mean, he's able to stay in the lane. Oh.
Is he gonna get traded again though? Orb of Venom, and again the auto attack. Hadoken creep going on 1437. Ice Pulse saving Jenkins' life. Can Owie get in range? He doesn't have Boulder for 7 more seconds. Really nice play there, Newsham getting back in time.
Just in time. Just in time to save you. But yeah, with Newsham being up here, this does free up a lot of space for Bulba, it seems, in the soft lane. Now he's sitting on level 3, where Eagle, he's only sitting on level 1. He managed to block out the camp here, but they already... Did they deep? What?
Okay, we're gonna have a boulder kick in mid, but it misses, so for once Owie doesn't land a kill with his involvement. And
I think maybe the Skywrath was just manually blocking, or just checking on Bulba, and then, you know, AUI came over here and talked to Bulba now, and then killed him, so, yeah. It looks like Eagle's not doing much this game, and this is the problem. If you're not pulling with Skywrath, it seems like you're completely useless here, and he didn't zone out Bulba effectively, so not looking good for Leviathan.
additionally, in this mid lane, we already talked about it some, but House is 17-14 to 12-2 on Chibi. This Lina is dominating this lane, right? Death Prophet's level 4, Lina's a full level ahead.
It's also the ES factor, right? You have that. Oh, he's gonna boulder in on top of me. Oh, Jenkins get his clarity canceled here, but Mason, he does have 9 stick charges to work with, so.
Speaking
I
of
can't blame him.
boulders, there's going to be a Spirit Siphon onto Owie. Jimmy may actually be able to get the kill here, although the Light Striker Ray does come out. He's still sucking him off, and Owie goes down to that indestructible out of Spirit Siphons, and now Bulba is here as well. Talk about these slows, Light Striker Rays and the axes to finish her off. So up top though, we've got Dual Breath, Ice Pulse, and there's going to be Arcane Bolts. They managed to get the support, but if Newsom gives a kill over to Mason, not quite worth it. Boulder kick through, goes on Newsom. We've got more Arcane Bolts. Zeus trying to help out, but he doesn't do enough damage yet. He's only a level 3 Zeus.
Zeus, what do you do? Yeah, he even went for a Tranquil build here, so he's not going to be doing much until he gets his Soul Ring. He doesn't have enough mana to really sustain, and they're just getting a lot done. This Arcane Rune mid lane doing a lot of work during them, and then now he's almost level 7, like you said, compared to the DP. He's just about to hit it, so they're able to get another kill as long as they do one rotation. Like all DC need to do is rotate one hero, and then bam, DP's dead again. They have no defensive supports, it feels like, from the Leviathan besides the Jakiro, and Jakiro's been sitting top the whole time.
And as you said, we got level 2 on Skyrath. Yes, Owie is also under-leveled, but Owie is rich, all things considered, right? He's had so much kill involvement, he's going to have sub 10-minute arcanes on this roaming Earth Spirit. I don't think it's super equivalent. Eagle going to go some harass onto Mason, but it was a trap. Stormhammer and the boulder, and goodbye Skyrath, and maybe Newsom as well. These coconut bounces. Okay, we've got support coming in from the Zeus again. Can he burst out anyone? Owie, he's such a tanky support, but it looks like maybe his last day in this top lane, and a dual breath for good measure.
Oh, mid lane, here we go. DP ulti. Oh, House.
Oh no, yeah, it's a fairy fire, but here comes Boris, gets that last hit onto House, and a big kill for the Faceless Void, right?
Oh yeah, and that would have been a deny too, and should be getting the EXP there. That's pretty nice. Also, they have the ulti going out. Maybe put a little bit of harassment onto the tower. This is a good rotation, but they can just fortify it up if they really want to from DC.
Yeah, it's also level 1 Exorcism, not the scariest. We haven't talked about Boris at all because there's been action elsewhere. Oh, and as I say that, Stormhammer onto Jenkins, Coconuts as well. Don't get the bounces they want. Oh yes, they end up doing, and the boulder on through helps out. So he goes down, and in mid, House MD will come back. Has to hit a Light Strike Array of Dreams here. But Boris...
Oh no, you're right. He needs to be careful, right? They have Chronosphere up, and Spirit Siphon into a Crypt Swarm. Dead.
Yeah. What do you think this... The Faceless, he's saved up a lot of gold. Is this Blink first?
Or... Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh, and speaking of murdering people, Bulba taking a lot of damage. There's the slow Arcane Bolt. They need another one of those to finish him off. He has the Primal Roar. He uses it on Eagle. Is he going to turn around and get the kill? He has no mana for axes. And he goes down just in the nick of time. Eagle on sub 40 health.
I think it's actually better that Bulba didn't get the kill there. Else Zeus would have gotten so much out of that. He would have got level 6. Oh, speaking of Zeus, he's pretty much dead here. MD dunks. Michael Jordan. Oh no, that's...
You can't do anything against that, right? As the Zeus, until he gets a Force Stealth or a Blink or something. Lena's just gonna walk all over you.
Yeah. The thing is, his Tranquils wouldn't be cancelled still from all the Dragon Slave and the magic damage, and maybe he could potentially run away, but yeah, Lena should be going for a Yules, depending on... Then you can't run away from... because you're gonna have the max movement speed. Or not max movement speed, but a lot more.
So either way, things have calmed down for a moment. We'll see. The Blink is the Void. He saved up for that. Gets it very early. And we'll see where they decide to put this first Chronosphere. Shibi has Exorcism up as well.
Alright. Back into this game. Leviathan. You have the Zeus. I mean, not the Zeus. You have the Faceless Void. He's got his Blink Dagger. They have Zeus level 6. Everything has come to fruition. So, you know, the Zeus not getting anything in the off lane, it's kind of wrong, right? He still has 3 deaths, but he still got his levels in the end. And they did make the trade, so he's doing pretty nice for himself.
Speaking of Zeus, we have a 4-man rotation, 3 of them smoked for Jenkins. There's going to be a boulder kick. Jenkins manages to dodge it, but the roll comes out. He's got TP support. He is silenced up. Light Strike Array, his Laguna Blade is going to be used, but a 4-man Chronosphere. There's no damage here. He does manage to get off that time dilation. Can Newsham help follow up? Primal Roar onto Boris again. 1-4-3-7, he's not level 6, and the exorcism from behind. Come on, Shibby. Bringing home the gold. He is sucking them up. Owie's going to fall. Bulba trying for the TP out. Do they have a way to stop it? No. So at least one survives, but that was a nice team fight
Radiant
for Leviathan.
structures are fortified.
Yep, they went so far. That was balls deep. I would have said it would be good for DC if they got the tower top, but Jenkins just revives and goes top and push top. It's heard, so yep. Really good rotation there from Chibi coming in the back. I thought it was looking really bad from the side of Leviathan, but DP comes in, cleans house, and they didn't get the roar off in time for Bobo onto the Void before he cast the Chrono, else the Void would have died. So.
Now, we haven't talked about it too much, but obviously there's some other nice stuff coming out of the Faceless Void, being that time dilation. In a team...
1437.
Oh, he is being stalked up, although he has a lot of support around him. He's not level 6 yet, but a rock kick on through. Zeus ult is thrown out, and a boulder roll away. Both sides just disengaging.
What were we gonna...
Time dilation. I feel we haven't talked about it much. Last game, we didn't get to see it as much as we would have liked coming out of Boris, just the situation didn't allow it. But DC does feel like a team that has short cooldowns they want to take advantage of, especially on Alina. I think it could have a good impact here in the team fights.
Oh yeah, it was a huge play last game when he got that time dilation off onto the Anti-Mage, and then they couldn't cast the Blink Dagger. All to deny!
Yeah.
Lord, cheap bastard.
Really nicely played from Maui, though.
Yeah, like you said, there's a lot of low cooldowns from DC. Perfect game to show off the time dilation.
Newsham, I think, knows he came over because of that ward
Radiant's bottom
that he
tower
has
is
to the
under
left.
attack.
He's waiting for his teammates. Oh, Mason didn't see him here. Newsham going in for it. Starts with the liquid fire. They're unable to find anything. Same
Radiant's
time.
bottom tower
This is the
under
second
attack.
smoke from DC with the 3 of them looking for a kill.
It's like smoking and getting nothing done. That's why it feels very underwhelming from the side. They didn't even put any wards down yet. 437? Say that? No, not yet.
Oh, he's going behind the
Yeah,
tower
he's
to
going
kill off
deep.
Eagle. And Bulba, I think, should be in range of Primal Roar in a second. Eagle, you can't hide from Beastmaster. Gets off the silence, though. And now maybe Bulba has overextended support, taking years to come in because of those TPs. And, think they're just going to trade top for mid.
Looks to be the case in this situation. They wasted 2 TPs on bottom. They don't have them for mid now.
So, something for DC here. They actually were falling behind a little bit when it came to gold and experience, but it's all negligible right now. One team fight's going to change that up completely.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's too far ahead here. I'm really happy to see Leviathan in this situation too, because last game we saw some huge... Eagle is dying here, but we saw big Chronospheres last. So I expect to see some good work put into him, put out from him, and yeah, they have some nice synergy. Talked about it before, like you said, the Chikiro is gonna be nice. I wanted to talk a little bit about Newsham now. Really underwhelming to have a level 1 Ice Path, so it's not that useful until he starts leveling it up. So I would really like to see him getting more into that, but you have to get that Liquid Fire max. I mean, so valuable.
Speaking of sneaky, like DC's smoke attempts, they are getting this Roshan quickly. They did actually smoke up on Leviathan. They've Zeus ultied. Everybody knows about it, but that Rosh is going into Mason's pocket. And now, can Leviathan do anything? Ice Bolt comes out, gonna completely whiff. DC all still pretty healed up and ready to go.
If they had as much vision as we did, then Faces Void could have gotten a huge Chrono into DP ulti, and they would have completely crushed DC there. But, you know, they had the Hawk scouting out, they have this perfect ward scouting out where Leviathan are, and it was just not a good team fight set up for Leviathan.
Now, obviously, we're talking some vision. We can take a look. Here's Radiant Vision. Here's Dire Vision. But, of course, Beastmaster has that huge advantage with the Hawks. You can say Zeus Ult helps with scouting some, and de-warding. But it does feel like DC have a big advantage here in the vision department.
Yep, I agree. Beastmaster's Hawk's not as reliable when it's nighttime, so that is one good thing. Kind of evens the playing field just a little bit. See, what's online for the DP? Yules doesn't have silence yet. That's another huge factor. The AUI silences have been great. Now we have to see how the shibis gonna be. Those two are gonna have big impacts.
She is only level 9. I think it's sometimes something folks don't pick up for a while there. She's one level behind the Sven and the Lena, but it's not too bad. Hopefully we'll be getting that 10 soon. But we just have things have finally, you know, everything's pretty settled. The jungle wide open for DC to invade. And nobody from Leviathan kind of leaving that area.
Dire's top tower
It's kind
is
of like
under attack.
Leviathan are kind of like slowing it down a little bit here too, because they're like, oh, well, we're a little bit afraid of the Aegis, when sometimes you don't have to be. If you get a good smoke pickoff for Leviathan, then you can open up the map. But they're still putting on pressure on the top lane here. Finally, we might see the combo
Dire's
coming in.
top tower
That
is
Eco's
under
finally
attack.
hit level 6. He's 7 now. I want to see this combo work at least once before the game ends.
Do you think you mentioned you don't feel they actually have to dodge the Aegis, but do you think it's maybe the safer play, just farm up some? If this game progresses super late, it does feel somewhat even just because there is such big spells like Exorcism and Chronosphere.
Hard to say.
Okay, there we go. There's the combo you've all been waiting for. Mystic Flare, Silence as well. Bulba not quite dead yet. He does go down. They kick on through. Eagle looking like he will be the sacrifice here. Goodbye, Skywrath. But Faceless good out.
That's good and bad at the same time. It rotates all the heroes up for the side of DC, but now they're free to take this tier 1 tower. At the same time, this gives the clear for DP to not use ulti, because he's only level 10. Did a good job not using it here. And they also have Liquid Fire. Oh, set up bottom.
Okay, maybe needs to use the ulti now. Still hasn't managed to pop that Exorcism. Silence and Magnetize. Jenkins trying to help out. He does have the Thunder God's Wrath, but Newsham already dead before this fight can even break out. Newsham pops his ult. They're still chasing as well onto Shibi, and Shibi Laguna Blade down. Now going back onto Jenkins. Owie just working with that Orb of Venom. Oh no, Jenkins, this spot isn't as good as it used to be, and he is going to be autoed.
Feed the flame.
Yep.
Wow,
Blink
Lena got
dagger
all of
from-
those.
Oh man, triple kill from I was about to say Relic. Shout out to Relic. It's House, aka Ritsu. But yeah, really good play from him.
They're
He's almost got
paying
a
with
free hit
120 ping, so I
120
looked up the
ping?
player beforehand, and I think he'd also been shown playing on some European teams. If it's the same player that I think it is, it's hard. I have to wait until the game goes through that Dota. So 120 ping, I would be surprised if it is.
Yeah, 120 ping is.
Wow, your ping's awful too. Yeah. Anyway, you were saying.
I'm in Europe right now,
Oh,
so I don't know. What's my ping?
pretty much the same. So
Okay.
anyway, yeah. So he might be a European player, which makes a lot of this all more impressive, right? Playing with such high ping and playing so well.
I think it's only high ping when you get to like 170 plus. I think lower than that, it's maybe half a second or less, and it's, you know, I think somewhat manageable. I once had to play like 3 years ago on European server with 200 ping. That was not the dream back then. I'm so glad a lot of things have changed. Internet's better, you know, have a lot more region locked
Radiant's
games.
top tower is under attack.
Ooh. Big lift on top. I wonder whether they'll choose to fight here. And we do have the Chronosphere active, as well as pretty much all the ults from Leviathan. Choosing not to fight, although this push is still coming. Oh, are they trying for the wraparound? Oh, they're just searching the jungle.
Courier!
Oh yeah. Do you kill this? Do you break your smoke and kill this?
Yes.
Time is
Yes.
money.
Got a Necronomicon recipe on it.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They're following the courier. Unfortunately, getting stopped by some terrain. going exactly where they want to, and also the faceless. Oh, okay, we got Blink Wars.
Oh, look at the
Dire's
courier, but
has been killed.
Yeah.
Radiant's top
It was
tower is
delivered.
under attack.
So with that, we're gonna see another tower push successful coming out of Bob and Newsom. Oh, they actually used the Zeus ult and they're wrapping around now. Can they find anything? But where is Boris in all of this? He TPs to the tower, and it's looking like Eagle just sacrificing his bird life again. Jakiro's already dead on the front lines. Exorcism comes out, but how will they catch anyone? Slow on to the Lina with a haste. It's not gonna work. And this exorcism from Shibi not doing much. Bulba in the thick of it. He does have a TP if he can find it. Boris does not have the mana for the Chronosphere, and hoping that his teammates will come over here and help him out. He keeps using that Time Walk. Bulba zapped down.
Get wrecked, Bulba. Get wrecked.
So
He
he
did get
actually
the
got a
solo
lot done
kill.
though.
Yeah,
He took 2 towers.
Took the tower. Took the tower and killed Jakiro. So, really well played from DC all around. Leviathan, I do agree with the smoke play. That's a play you have to make, go around, because you have to know at this point in the stage of the game, it's daytime, and the Hawk has to be somewhere already planted. So one, you either start scouting out with Zeus beforehand, with the bolts, and you're trying to find the Hawk, or 2, you smoke up. And it just took a long time to really set up the play, and they didn't really find him.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, I think it's a little... Your lineup is a little difficult. You're playing around these big ults until the Faceless Void has the Aghanim Scepter to reduce the Chronosphere time. What does Leviathan have for that?
Seems like last game they were more predicated on it. This game they're predicated on the tags too for Faceless Void. It's like Tide Ravage. You have to wait for it. It's a really team fight. You hope to get 2 or 3 kills every single time it's up, and then you just back and maybe a tower, and then you just back up until the next time. But
Okay.
DC
Sorry, Jenkins was just item dropping when the enemies were quite near to him. Oh no, they haven't seen this, otherwise Newsham would not be so riskily playing. Will the Primal Roar come out in time? Yes, it does, and it looks like we're saying goodbye to Newsham again.
He lost 200.
Oh.
Could have bought his Ring of Health.
Goodbye
He needs
to
go for an
Eagle as well.
Talk anymore, everybody did that.
I think
Radiant's
it's
bottom tower is
obviously DC showing that they've hit their mid-game stride with the Sven, with Bulba on that Beast Monster giving a lot of auras so that everybody's really strong. What do you do?
It's the same story as last game. You have to hit a huge chrono to the DP ulti. They also have the static storm right here, or the static field. Oh, Jenkins.
Yeah, he takes a stun. Oh, and the boulder on through. Coconuts from 1437 is silenced up, and it looks like at least until the next wave, they've been pushed back on DC.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about the static field canceling out the blink dagger from them. That's the only initiation they really have right now until Boba has his blink in, which he'll have it about in 400 here, so then they can get really aggressive. I expect... No. Okay, so this is what you normally go on Lina too. Normally you see treads into Yules into into the Lens. But instead he went for a BKB this game just to dodge all the magical burst damage coming in. If he pops the BKB as the Void is getting the chrono off, they have absolutely no way to kill him besides the DP physical damage. I really like the choice of him going for the BKB this game first.
Skywrath is also making a Veil. It's an interesting pickup here. Obviously, Zeus has a lot of magical damage, and this stops him from having to get it, but maybe Zeus could have gotten it faster?
Veil, honestly, they just need some Glimmer Cape. Well, Glimmer Cape's kind of nullified by the fact you have Beastmaster and Necrobooks, kind of hurts that, but at the same time, still need it for the burst damage from Lina, with the Magnetize and all the spells coming in from Earth Spirit, but then still you got a lot of physical DPS still coming in from the side of the Witch Doctor spins. So they have a really well balanced lineup from DC in those aspects of magic and physical, so it's hard to say what you should be going for. Zeus has the right idea. You need 4 staffs to really kite around and to not die. So if Skywrath goes for that, as well as a Ghost Scepter, I would be happy to see that because you don't want to get cleaved or right click to death by Zen too at times, but
Yeah, it's, I think, a very hard call on what to itemize for, and it does look like Leviathan have gone very aggressive in their itemization as opposed to defensive. Arguably, it'll pay off if they land a big Chronosphere, right? It will work.
oh yeah, if they get the Chronosphere into the Veil, into the Kiro, it's pretty much game over for DC here for those 2-3 heroes in, because they don't have anything besides the Axe coming out from Earth Spirit, which is not completed just yet. Maybe they should wait 600-700 gold here.
Also, there's about to be a BKB up on Mason. He's about 25 or so away from it. Also, Leviathan sitting 10k behind. Oh, we have a Blinken Primal Roar onto Jenkins, so he can't go with the Zap. A Rock on through keeps him stunned, and they've gotten the tier 3. They want this Rax here. Of course, they have an Aegis. This is a really hard fight for Leviathan. Mystic Flare already dropped. 1437 takes huge amounts of damage with both of those magical buffs from the Silence, and they get the kill using the Zeus ult, so there'll be no Death Ward. But look at this melee Rax. It is down to 150 health, healing back up now. But next push, they could just stick Mason on it.
They sailed the Fortify though. It wasn't used. That's a huge thing. So I think they're still fine. How close are they to the Ags? 1,000. They need that before the next team fight.
For Aoi, or whose Ags
No,
are we?
Boris.
Boyd? It's a lot of heroes here actually getting close to their Ags. And how do you feel on prioritizing the Ags for the Earth Spirit over the Ags for the Witch Doctor?
That's a good question. Honestly, in this game, when you're going up against a Faceless Void and you really want to protect your spin, I think you want to get your... I don't even know what it's called. These stone...
Okay, we've got Alina used up. She's gonna get zapped a little bit and silenced. Zeus, can he bring her down? Doesn't have the ult right now, but in comes Aoi, seeing what he can do. The Spirit Siphon, very small, and there's the Death Ward, but they catch him out with the Ice Bolt, and now out. 1437, full Mystic Blade. Jenkins eats that Laguna Blade, doesn't even care. Time dilation, no more spells, but they've already killed off Death Prophet. Now they're standing in the Macro Pyre. Mason does not care with that BKB, and Boris, you need to time walk, you need to backtrack, but he's stuck in the trees. Ice Bolt does not hit on Mason again, and suddenly Mason smacking around with that God Strength gets Newsham, as well as Jenkins going down again to this Lina.
Yeah, that's really awkward from Leviathan, committing so heavily onto an Aegis Lina. That's not what you want to do. And do we have buybacks? We have one buyback on Zeus, DP, and the Fortify.
Primal Roar onto Eagle, and guess who doesn't have a buyback? Skyrath goes down. At least a set of racks going in favor of DC here.
How's Roche looking up? And Aegis just had it on. It just not expired. So he's taking off Alina. They could back off and wait for that, but that's gonna be a long time. So wait for Beastmaster Roar to come back up here for Boba, and then they'll try to make another play, most likely onto the Leviathan side of the map.
This is really scary if you're Leviathan. The Lina just got her 10-second BKB. Show Mason's is down to 9, but again, their damage for the Chronosphere is magical predominantly. I guess you can hope the spirits hit it, but so far we haven't seen that combo come out.
Top.
Okay, and Lina gonna find Boris. You can't backtrack things that way anymore, so he goes down.
Man, Etherland's disgusting. No, it increases the Yule's range, cast range too. It's just perfect setup.
It's actually an item we've been seeing because Death Prophet does naturally build into a Yule's. A couple of the Death Prophets also to get that Spirit Siphon off. We have seen Aether Lens, a first item, pick up in Europe somewhat. But not this game, and she is getting close to her Octarine, so that she will have shorter cooldowns, which is something to help them out with this Chronosphere. Again, okay, we have a roll in. Aoi, maybe overextended. Mystic Flare, not quite on the mark. Jenkins goes for the ult. Aoi does end up falling, but now Jenkins in a terrible position. Goes down. Mason's showing off that BKB. And God's Strength, it will be enough to push this tower. Will it be up for racks?
That's a good question. I don't think they should commit. Faceless Void is coming back up online. You don't want to risk anything. You can hopefully go for another pickoff. They just thrive heavily from DC side, just going around the map picking up. So there's no reason to rush the issue here.
Yeah, DC, they're 20,000 net worth ahead, over 15,000 experience. This game is theirs to lose. They're in complete control, as you said, and may as well just wait for that God Strength and BKB to be back up so Mason can just pound away on anything he wants.
Double damage.
Leviathan. They have one more. Oh, not like this.
Radiant's
come-
courier
oh,
has been killed.
And I believe that was the Mystic Staff. Yes, it was.
Well, great.
That is really unfortunate. 3 minutes where they won't be able to fight with that. Obviously helps Death Prophet, the Exorcism CD. Are they going in for this? Oh no, okay, they've managed to catch out one. It's just Bulba though. 1 for 3-7 on the other side. Sure, you may have done a little bit of damage, but not enough. And now Owie rolling in. House. Okay, well, we just gonna Newsham. You cannot TP out there, and he is going to go down. Death Ward committed.
Earth Spirit, West Frog.
Yeah, and now Eagle looking like he's taken his... Oh, he's trying to do some jukes, but Hadoken Creep not denying him today.
It's just very sad to see, Earth Spirits, using the enchant remnant.
Yeah.
In a Chronosphere, negating everything that you want to do. If he had hit 2 heroes, then potentially they could have blew up at least somebody. Where was the DP on all that? They didn't even use X. So
They were a bit further
way
back.
too far back, yeah.
Yeah. So, either way, folks, we're going to be seeing... Oh, Bulba jumps in, gets the Primal Roar off onto Jenkins. Again, this Zeus, he needs to do something. Chronosphere comes out from bars. He is smacking away. He's got a lot of them. Death Prophet trying to work in on the sideline. Ice Bolt as well. Are they getting someone? Zeus gets off his ult before he goes down, but Mason now with the BKB pounding on through them, and it is looking much like a GG. We have buybacks, but Newstrom dead as well. Mystic Flare, they managed to take out Mason, and they still have their racks with just 1 buyback.
Yep.
Is that enough for you?
Oh yeah, it's enough to deter them. Because there's no BKBs online, they're really low health, and on it, well, they can heal back up now. You have the Voodoo Restoration.
I did not see that. There were buybacks on DC just now. They're going for an all-in push.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Buyback on 1437, AUI. Ports are back.
Radiant's middle barracks.
But at the same time, it might be what's enough, right? They've got the DPS with Lina with the inner beast as well. Okay, here we go. Roll in. Yule saving up Jenkins' life, trying to get the zap off on people, but he's stunned up, taking a full death ward. He kills the Lina. Actually, ironically, getting elite gold for it, but they still have a melee Rax here. Newsham tries to get the ice path off. 1437 has to dodge here. Is there any sort of follow-up damage? Bars is here, has the Chronosphere at the ready. He probably wants more than one, but you're gonna take it. Oh, will he just go for it? He gets Primal Roared up. He's also maledicted, and now he doesn't have a great chrono. He completely whiffs on it, only hitting Bulba, and now turned into a Stone Remnant as well. He's gonna get the kill onto Bulba. Eagle taking a lot of damage here. 1437 just needs 1 auto attack. Can they get him? Yule's up by Shibby. Someone's getting Spirit Siphon. Shibby doesn't even... Oh, he does end up bothering with it. A couple more auto attacks, and suddenly he'll be able to get it if he had that Mystic Star. Either way, he gets it with the Crypt Swarm.
Yep. Staff lowering the cooldown. Actually doesn't have it. There we go. There we go.
Also, the damage would have helped. Either way,
Oh yeah.
it's a good hold. It's a hold.
It's still DC making good progress. They wasted a Fortify there. We got the Rax to half HP. Roche did spawn here. And Leviathan aren't in really a good position to come out of their base. But at this point in the stage of the game, you have to make this huge play from Leviathan right now. They catch them in the Roche pit, and I don't know, you just have to find a way to steal the Aegis at this point, because if they keep sitting back and they let DC get the Aegis on incident, I think it's over. I don't think they can stop them.
Okay, so we don't see buybacks ready on Leviathan. Bars not looking... I mean, he doesn't even have the Vlads yet, if that's what he's choosing to go. Do you have to switch up the itemization like we were talking a little bit about last game? Is it time for something to help you deal with these megas that are impending? And actually, as you said, they go for the smoke. This is probably the all-in play on the Roshan, but it is going to be dead before they get there.
Oh yeah, but you still have to go for it. You have to fight outside of your base, and they're still going to be clumped up in the pit, hopefully. Oh no, they're going to...
Yeah, they didn't think it was the Roshan. Now we're getting pings out. Maybe if they turned the right way, it would have worked out. Zeus ult to scout them. Boris manages to get a Chronosphere onto 2. Can they kill off these folks? BKBs haven't been activated yet. Now he isn't nearby to get that remnant off. They've killed off Mason. And now Boris is going to be Primal Roar. There comes the Death Ward, but it's immediately stopped with the zap from Zeus. But Lena back. Laguna blading. Aoi is finally here and ready to use that ult and burn through everyone. Still, Shibi has that exorcism. 1437 goes down on the sidelines. They have to get this house fellow who's doing so much damage to them. He is silenced off. Spirit siphoned. They can't catch him. He's so fast.
Go,
and Skywrath goes out. The ghost, they do manage to blow him up. No, wait, he was Storm Remnant there. That is ridiculous. Aoi will pay for this Light Strike Array onto Shibi, and the spirits come back. He's surrounded by Bulba. He uses that Ghost Scepter, trying to stay alive desperately there, but it's not looking great for Shibi. And now he's going for the TP out. Is he okay? It's looking great for Shibi. Mystic Flare coming out from Eagle. They actually just did this, and oh, Bulba's coming. Does Bulba have? He does have access. He's trying to get them off. Doesn't manage to hit Eagle. Jenkins though slowed up here. Aoi coming in, silence out. The roll on ends up missing. They just need one auto attack, but Shibi, he is back. Jenkins gets the kill. There are so many creeps though. He may just go down, and he does die to the wolves. And now Aoi, he has another roll in 1 second, so he is completely fine.
No, he's gonna eat Yules.
Okay, that was a long team fight. Please give me your expert analysis. What just happened?
Well, they did everything I said properly. They got 2 heroes in the chrono. Earth Spirit wasn't there to use his enchant remnant to save somebody in time. They blew up Mason. Wasn't a part of the team fight. He didn't buy back, and it was hill from there. They did, however, manage to do a lot of work coming in from house. He did put in a lot. So, still at the end of the day, a win for Leviathan because they took out the Aegis, they took out the cheese, and they're holding their Raxus.
That's a really good point. That was Cheese Roshan. Managed to get it. Aoi does pick up an Aether Lens and also has a gem, so you're going to be getting that enchant remnant from further away. But Leviathan holding their own in a fight, and while their base took some damage, you know, it's just effigies. It's just morale.
Leviathan. I mean, we seen the same story though yesterday.
Okay, they managed to go in on Mason, but where's the follow-up damage? The coconuts come out. Now there's going to be a nice Mystic Flare, but I don't think they have it. Boris in a lot of trouble. Stormhammer, he is going to go... Oh, actually, did this Storm Remnant buy him the time to leap away? He does have the Time Walk. He goes down, but they know exactly where he is. Boris falls.
That's just a big misplay. You cannot do these sort of plays in the river at 36 minutes in the game. It's very costly. 30 seconds on cooldown on the Chronosphere is even the bigger thing.
Oh gosh, House has the Invis. Jenkins is in a lot of trouble. Full death board. He goes down. No buyback. And we will see whether they can hold it out here. The exorcism is up, but if you're two-shot by Mason, it doesn't even matter. That may have just been it.
That's the key. I mean, that was really slow reflexes coming from Nusham. He could have potentially saved with the Ice Pass. He also had 4 staff up for the Zeus. And then, yeah.
Death Prophet is gonna buy back, but she doesn't have the exorcism. And I don't know how you stop this push. Okay, the Jakira makes a very pretty effigy there. Mason getting ready to Stormhammer. There's gonna be a Yules up onto him, but with the coconuts bouncing, nothing they can do. And as we said, it's looking GG. Oh, Mason dropping items. Gonna get the Spirit Siphon and maybe blowing up Boris because there's Laguna Blade in 2 seconds. Doesn't even need it. Shibi probably gonna take that. There we go. Refresher as well. And Ancient falling fast here.
They were just stat padding there at the end. Well, at the end of the day, I see a lot of hope for Leviathan. It's just that they're laning. They're always picking themselves into a position where they're gonna lose the lanes like 100% of the time, it feels like, and they're relying so heavily on the mid game and transitioning into the later stages of the game that I think it's really hurting them, their pick style.